Hello and welcome here to Talk FCB, and welcome back here to the channel, guys, and welcome to the preview between Eibar and Barcelona in La Liga. Round 24 is about to get underway and we are currently on a 30-game unbeaten run in La Liga. Will we continue that run tomorrow and potentially match a club record if we avoid defeat at Eibar against Eibar tomorrow afternoon? We are going to find out with everything you need to know in the match preview. As always, guys, the video is coming to you courtesy of the OneFootball app, which you can find in the description down below. Very confident, as always, the users of the OneFootball app, 94% of them believe that Barcelona will beat Eibar tomorrow. And as always, you can catch all the action, live commentary, lineups, and all the stats on the OneFootball app, which is in the description down below. Also, guys, on my own poll on my community section, a lot of you in confident mood once again. 75% of you believing that we'll win by 2+ goals at Eibar tomorrow, but a few more believing that we might draw or even lose the game tomorrow. 2% apiece, which is a little bit higher than usual, but hopefully going into tomorrow's game we can get back to winning ways, even though it is an earlier kickoff time tomorrow. 4:15 is the local time that it will be kicking off in Spain tomorrow afternoon, and it is once again yet another early afternoon kickoff in La Liga for ourselves, and that potentially could cause us some problems. Here's the kickoff times, as always, where you are in the world. But just to go back to the kickoff earlier in the afternoon in Spain, the early kickoffs have sometimes caused us big problems in terms of performance, in terms of results. 3 out of the 5 games where we drop points in La Liga this season have all come during early kickoff games. Barca against Celta at the Camp Nou, that was at 1 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon, that finished 2-2. Espanyol against Barca, that was 4:15 on the Sunday afternoon, we dropped points there, another draw. And of course last weekend against Getafe, once again 4:15 on the Sunday, an earlier kickoff in the afternoon, that also ended 0-0. So 3 out of the 5 games in La Liga this season where we drop points have come during those early kickoff times. The only 2 other occasions where we've dropped points this season were in the night games away at Atletico Madrid and Valencia. So we've got to be mentally ready for this earlier time. We've got to get our head in the game. We've got to start on the front foot and start, like we spoke about yesterday, in the best way possible. Also, coming up this weekend in La Liga, 3rd place Valencia will be in action later on the Saturday. They'll be heading to La Rosaleda to face Malaga, and also Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid will both be in action on Sunday. Atletico Madrid will be hosting Athletic Club at the Wanda Metropolitano, and later on in the night on Saturday, Real Madrid will travel to Real Betis, with neither of those games for the Madrid teams being particularly easy ones. But talking of particularly easy games, this against Eibar certainly will not be. Eibar currently are 7th in La Liga, and if things actually stayed as they are in the league right now, Eibar would be playing European football in the Europa League next season, which would be absolutely incredible given the size of their club, given their operating budget. Them in Europe would be unbelievable. Eibar right now are currently on a 4-game unbeaten run. During that time they beat Sevilla 5-1 at home, which was really an outstanding result for them during that time. And if you actually ignore the narrow defeat they suffered to Atletico Madrid by 1-0 at home, they're actually 9 unbeaten if you take out that game, again with a very impressive victory back in December over Valencia. So certainly Eibar with some big results at home this season. They're having a very solid campaign, and we cannot afford to be taking them lightly here. We all know about their stadium. The Iparua holds just 7,000 people, and it's a really difficult place to go, not only for us but for a lot of teams coming here. It's a small pitch, it's a very unique atmosphere. As often with small stadiums, they cram it in, the fans get behind the team. It's a really atmospheric stadium, and also the playing surface tomorrow could be an issue. I certainly wouldn't expect it to be to the players' standard. You know, the grass might be a bit longer, it might be a little bit more cut up than the Camp Nou, and we certainly need to prepare ourselves for a bit of a scrap in this game. Obviously, it's one of those games where I think you take anything you can get. If you can scrape a 1-0, maybe a goal from a corner or a deflection, a free kick, a penalty, you would certainly take that right now, because of course we always like to play the Barcelona way, we like to play the fantastic football, of course we do. But in these sorts of conditions that I would be expecting tomorrow, especially if the weather in Spain isn't great, I would take anything we can get to get out of there with 3 points. But to be fair, at Eibar under Luis Enrique, we had a very good record indeed. Like I say, a lot of teams come here, they really struggle with the pitch, but under Luis Enrique, in our last 2 meetings with Eibar at the Iparua, both of them ended 4-0, so it's going to be really interesting how we approach the game tomorrow, and if we can try and get the same sort of result. But like I say, I would quite happily right now take a 1-0, a 2-0, any sort of result tomorrow, which gives us a bit of confidence and gives us those massive 3 points. And of course, so far in this video, we will have noticed that I have not mentioned the Chelsea game that is coming up on Tuesday. Believe me, after this Eibar game is done, I will be building up with a lot of videos here on that Chelsea game on the channel, so keep a lookout for those, guys. But as of yet, I've not mentioned it simply because we have to focus on this game. We have to focus on the game in front of us. That's Eibar away from home. It's not an easy game. We've got to put every single bit of energy into that game. The players have just had 6 days rest, which I think is really important. That's going to be a lot for them right now. They've hardly had any days off over the past few weeks and months, so 6 days rest is a lot of time for them to recover, and it's really, really important that I think we get the 3 points, because we need some confidence right now. We need some momentum going into that Chelsea game. We need to get back to winning ways. We've dropped points in our last 2 games. We cannot afford to drop any more, simply because we need to stay on top of La Liga, and we need to keep that gap between ourselves and Atletico. We need to keep going strong. We've dropped 4 points in our last 2 games. We need to win here. And with all that in mind, we do now move on to Valverde's team selection. The squad for tomorrow's game is out, the 18-man squad that Valverde has named to take on Eibar at Eibar. And as expected, he hasn't taken any risks, and that's a good thing. We need to name a strong squad, and he's named pretty much as we were expecting for this game. Once again, Denis Suarez not included in the squad, along with Andre Gomez. Both of those players, especially Denis, very much out of favour right now. Thomas Marlon is not included, even though he did return to first team training this week. It's unknown yet whether he's going to be ready and fit to play any part in that Chelsea game. But the squad is Ter Stegen, Semedo, Piqué, Rakitic, Busquets, Iniesta, Luis Suarez, Messi, Ousmane Dembele, Silas Coutinho, Paulinho, Jordi Alba, Lucas Digne, Sergio Roberto, Alex Vidal, Samuel Umtiti, and Yerry Mina. So pretty much as we expected, a strong squad, and that is why I'm going to take a look now into the lineup that I'm expecting in this game. Now, as always, guys, this isn't necessarily what Valverde will do, but I think this lineup tomorrow would be a very, very good team heading into this type of game, and I think the players on show here could really do a job. So this is why I'm going to go with Ter Stegen, Jordi Alba, Samuel Umtiti returning from his 1-match suspension. He's back. Gerard Piqué I've got in the team, but obviously I don't really know as well as Valverde how fit Piqué is. If he's ready to go, if he's 100% fit, I'd play him. If he's anything under that, once again, I wouldn't be risking him, especially now Umtiti's back. If Piqué is not 100%, I would have absolutely no problem at all putting Mina in there once again, because I think he did pretty well in his debut at home against Getafe last weekend. I would certainly 100% in this game start Nelson Semedo. There's a simple reason for that. Well, there's 2 really. Number 1, he needs games right now. He really does need a game. I think he deserves it. I think it would suit the style of play that we're going to need in this game to win it. He needs to be aggressive. We need to be quick. We need to have a bit of pace on that right-hand side. Semedo gives us that. And not only that, we cannot afford Sergio Roberto to get injured. Semedo is suspended for the first leg against Chelsea, meaning Sergio Roberto right now is our only right-back available. Imagine going into the Chelsea game with Roberto getting injury in this game and then having to play Vidal at right back against Eden Hazard. You do not want to go down that road, so Roberto for me should be rested in this game. Semedo deserves a start. I would then set up with a 4-man midfield. This is something we've seen in a lot of big games this season, away at Valencia, those type of games where we need to control things, but we also need a bit of bite in our attack as well. And I think for me, Paulinho must start this game. Now that's a very much a first coming from me, but I think in this type of game, we need to be physical. We need to have an attacking presence. We need somebody on there who's going to bully Eibar a bit, because they are a team who are very, very physical. We need somebody like Paulinho just behind Messi and Suarez who can give us a bit of bite in attack. That's what we need, and him just behind there with 3 very competent players behind him in Iniesta, Busquets and Rakitic. I think that midfield go into that Eibar game and really cause some damage. What I would say though is, of course, if we do take the lead, if we're 1 or 2 goals up, changes are definitely a must. If we can rest the likes of Iniesta, maybe even Messi or Suarez as the game goes on, like I mentioned in yesterday's video, we should take that chance. But going into this one, we have to start strong, because we really need 3 points. We need the 3 points for the league, and we need the 3 points for our confidence. And with that team in mind, if we do set up strongly, if we do start the game on the front foot, really important tomorrow that we try and get ourselves a first half goal. That would settle a lot of nerves. That would get us in a right state of mind to go into this game and continue it in the best possible way. So if we can score in the first half, for me, that'll be absolutely massive. And of course, scoring first in this kind of game is really, really important. I am personally going to go with Barcelona 2, Eibar 0. That's me thinking very positively going into this game. We've got a good record here. That was under Luis Enrique. This is under Valverde, of course. They're going to try and get the win that we desperately, desperately need, because we really do. We really, really do need this right now, and the players will be gunning for it. They've had 6 days rest. They've had the whole week off to plan. We will get this right tomorrow. Barca 2, Eibar 0 from me. So, as always, guys, let me know your lineup and your score predictions down below. What do you think Valverde is going to do in this game? Do you think he'll take any risks? Do you think he'll spring any surprises? Please do let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, guys. And as always, I will have videos coming up following the game tomorrow with all the reaction following our match against Eibar. So thank you, as always, for joining me for the preview. I will see you very, very soon indeed with more videos. But until then, as always, Vesca El Barça.
Barça! Barça!